Longevity Podcast, where we help you get information on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. I have only one housekeeping item for you today, and that is that our Fit in 42, the next session starts Monday, the 15th. If you don't know what Fit in 42 is, Fit in 42 is our all-inclusive program to change your lifestyle to help you achieve your goals, not just with fat loss, but with exercise, stress, and just dealing with life, trying to create the life that you're looking for. So that session starts again April 15th. Got a few spots left if you're interested. Give us a call, 860-673-4293. Touch base with us. Email us at info.yesfitnessct.com or just Facebook message us, and someone will be happy to get back to you and give you some more information. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is that we need to be our own advocates when it comes to our health. I've had two clients recently, both dealing with elevated cholesterol, and they got some very interesting feedback from their physicians. And I'd just like to tell you their stories and what they're going to do, what they're trying to do to make some changes. So first, what is cholesterol? Well, according to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, over 102 Americans over the age of 20 are dealing with cholesterol levels at or higher than 200. So 200 is the number that you'd prefer not to be over in your total cholesterol. And your LDL number, you wouldn't want to be over 100. You want to try to have HDL above 40, and if you can, above 60, and your triglycerides below 150. Those are just some numbers that are out there, guidelines that physicians go by to help reduce your risk for chronic disease, like coronary artery disease. So cholesterol is that fatty substance that travels through the blood. It's in distinctive particles. It contains both lipids and profiles. And the particles are called or referred to as lipoproteins. The cholesterol in the blood is determined partly by our genetics and partly by our lifestyle. So some lifestyle factors that affect it is your diet, how much fat you have in your body, whether you're at a healthy weight, if you exercise, and even some physiological stress can affect your cholesterol levels. So there are things that you can do about it. And certainly there is the factor that just your genetics has high cholesterol, and you might have to deal with it with some medications. But for many of us, it's not just about genetics. For many of us, it has to do with our lifestyles and what can we do in our lifestyle to affect our cholesterol levels. So there are basically three kinds of cholesterol. There's the VLDL, which is the major carrier of triglycerides through the plasma. And then you have your LDL, or your low density lipoproteins. This is the major carrier of cholesterol that circulates through the blood, 60 to 70% of your total serum cholesterol. And high levels of LDL are directly correlated with the risk of coronary artery disease. And if you can get your cholesterol down, your LDL down below the threshold level of 100, coronary artery disease is rare. So low cholesterol low LDL can help prevent coronary artery disease. And your HDL, your high density lipoprotein, is about 20 to 30% of this total serum cholesterol. And those levels are inversely correlated with coronary artery disease, meaning that the higher those numbers are, the higher your HDL is, the lower your risk for coronary artery disease. So LDL is considered the bad cholesterol. In essence, it kind of helps build plaque in the arteries. And then your HDL helps kind of stop that from happening, try to erase that LDL plaque that's built up on your arteries, just in simplistic forms. But I don't want to get into much depth about cholesterol, different kinds of cholesterol, things like that. What I really want to do is I want to tell you the story about these two women and how they can and or are going to be able to affect their cholesterol levels. So I have one woman that's been a client with us probably 15 years. And she goes in and has her blood work done, and then just gets a call from a nurse. Doesn't get a call from the physician, just gets a call from a nurse and says that your cholesterol is high and that you need to do these things to change that. So she just starts to basically read off of a sheet of paper and says that you need to change your diet, you need to lose weight. Now, lose weight, you need to exercise, and they're going to send her some information through the mail on what she needs to do for exercise and nutrition and things like that. This woman is one of the leanest clients that we have. She has a body composition of about 12-13%. So what does that mean? That's the percent of fat compared to muscle on her body. She's at about 12 or 13%. Her range for female her age is 18 to 28%, and she's below the range. Her BMI is well within the range of 20 to 25%. Actually, I believe she's below 20%, but not 20%, below 20, according to BMI, body mass index. So to just over the phone be told, hey, you need to lose weight is absolutely ridiculous. They didn't look at her chart. They didn't have any idea who they're talking to, anything about this client. They were just told that this person has high cholesterol, and they just go through some rote explanation on what they need to do, instructions. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that, which is just insane. And if we're going to take cholesterol seriously, I think that the physician should take it seriously as well. And he should, or she should have given her a call and explained it to her, because weight loss should never have come up in the conversation with this particular client. Body composition of 12 or 13% is extremely lean. She lifts weights. She's going to do some other things cardiovascularly now to help her lipid profiles, but just the response that she got from a physician's office is ridiculous. So I have a second female client, who's also been a client for a long, long time. She also weighs about 120 pounds. Not as lean as the first client I spoke about, but certainly not overweight. She's 5'4" and 120 pounds. She's in her mid-60s, I believe. And when she got news from her physician that her cholesterol was high, her total cholesterol, her physician basically said, there's nothing you can do about it unless we put you on meds. Basically, there's nothing you can do about it. So she was livid over this because she knows that there is something she can do about it. So she came to me, and the first client came to me with their numbers and said, what can we do? How can we change this? Can we change this? So with nutrition, you can make anywhere from a 5 to a 35% change in lowering your total cholesterol. 5 to 35%. So if your cholesterol is 250, without doing the math in my head, and you change your diet 35% of 250, you will get below 200, just with dietary changes. So what are some of the things that they're going to do in your diet? The first thing you want to do is that they want to try to limit their saturated fats. So it's not about cholesterol intake in the foods, it's about saturated fats. Saturated fats come from animal products such as cheese, fatty meats, dairy desserts, tropical oils like palm oils. Foods that are high in saturated fat may be high in cholesterol, but not necessarily high in cholesterol. So you need to try to limit those foods. that we just talked about, animal fats. You want to try to choose foods that are lower in saturated fats. So they're going to try to take a look at foods that are lower in saturated fats, trans fats, low in sodium and in added sugars, because we have sugars. Sugars are natural in our foods, but the added sugars, the sugars that are in ice cream, candies, cookies, pastries, things like that. So what they want to try to do is they want to try to increase their lean meats, have chickens, turkey. They want to increase their seafoods, specifically fatty fish. They want to try to have some fat-free or low-fat milk or non-dairy milk. They want to try to have, if they're going to have cheese and yogurt, they want to make sure that it is low fat. They also want to increase their whole grains, their fruits, and their vegetables, so that those are all foods that are low in saturated fat. Pardon me, correct, low in saturated fat. And then we want to have some foods that are naturally high in fiber. We want to try to make sure that we're getting 20 to 25 grams of fiber per day in our diet. So that would be oats, oatmeal, barley, whole grains, beans like black beans, pinto beans, lima beans, kidney beans. These are all great high fiber items, low saturated fats, and they have a lot of unsaturated fats in them. And we want to have some foods that are high in unsaturated fats like avocados, vegetable oils, olive oils, nuts, seeds, things like that. These kinds of foods can help manage and lower levels of low density lipoprotein or LDLs. And it can help also lower your triglycerides. So just coincidence, these are the same types of foods that we talk about for longevity. These are the same types of foods that help with coronary heart disease. These are the same types of foods that help with cholesterol. Lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, good fats are all the things that they want to try to put into their diets now. We've asked them to make sure they limit their alcohol. They've already, neither of them smoke. They've already addressed the fact that they're of a healthy weight. Those are all things that you want to try to eliminate if you do have higher cholesterol. They're going to just take it. One is going to take it meal by meal. They're going to start off with the breakfast. We addressed her breakfast first because her breakfast was not as healthy as we like it to be. The other woman was going to address her alcohol consumption and her cheese. She loves her cheese, so we eliminated cheese from her diet. So one of the women has not been back to the physician yet. The other woman has. And she's been able to make an 8% change in her total cholesterol. Not what she needs yet, but it's still early. So they've addressed their nutrition. Now we're going to address their exercise. So exercise can lower total cholesterol from 5 to 15%. And strength training specifically can help lower triglycerides 30 to 40% and increase your HDL 5 to 8%. So those are all good things that can happen with some exercise. So what kind of exercise should they be doing? Well, certainly, if they are heavy, we want to try to do some exercise that's going to help them lose some fat. But in general, the exercise they're looking to do is low to moderate intensity exercise, not high intensity exercise, low to moderate intensity exercise. The Surgeon General says that you want to try to work out 2 hours, 2.5 hours of moderate intensity exercise per week. That will be some brisk walking, cycling, almost every single day. You want to try to get up to burning at least 1,500 calories or so. So 1,500 calories, if you think about that, for every mile that you walk or run, it's about 100 calories. So that's 15 miles per week that we need to get in cardiovascular work. So we break that down to five days. That would be 3 miles a day. And if we walk at about a 20-minute mile pace, that would be about an hour, almost an hour a day of moderate intensity cardiovascular activity to help improve the lipid profile, to help improve your cholesterol. That's a lot of exercise. So if you haven't been exercising, you want to start off slow. You want to start off with maybe 15 minutes and start to build from that, 20 minutes to a half an hour, and work your way up to that 1,500 calorie number. Just a general guideline to work off of, but we're looking at to improve cholesterol, low to moderate intensity exercise, almost an hour a day or 5 days a week. And as far as strength training goes, a well-designed strength training program that hits all the major muscle groups of the body, 1 to 3 sets, a couple of times a week, and you will achieve those numbers of improving your HDL 5 to 8% and your triglycerides 30 to 40%. So you see, with a well-rounded program, limiting your alcohol, making sure you're not smoking, reduce your stress, maintain that healthy BMI, which is 25 and under. BMI is a relationship of your height and your weight. Improving your nutrition slowly, doesn't have to be overnight, but slowly make some dietary changes. Substitute out some of the red meats, get rid of some of the cheeses, get to a lower fat milk or no non-dairy milk. Increase your fiber slowly by introducing some more whole grains, more fruits, more vegetables. And increase your exercise some slowly, and you will be able to make changes. I'm confident that both of these women will be able to make the changes necessary to stay off of medications. We've had other clients that have been successful in making lifestyle changes to get off of medications, not just cholesterol medications, but heart medications as well, high blood pressure medications. So if you're having issues with cholesterol, make some of these changes. Don't take the easy way out. Don't take those meds, because meds destroy your body. We don't really know what those medications are doing to your body. So make the lifestyle changes first. Say to your physician, give me 6 months to improve my nutrition, to increase my exercise, because that's a key to live the cleaner life. That's the key to living longer. That's the key to staying off these medications. If you have any questions about this, you're more than happy to leave me a message right here on Facebook, give me a call, email me, stop in. I'd be more than happy to give you some suggestions and ideas of what you can do to make some changes in your lifestyle to help lower that cholesterol, because it can be done. It can. So I hope everybody have a great week. Look for us again next Tuesday at 3:30 for more insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Next Tuesday, we have a special guest, Amy Brennan, who has made some amazing changes in her life. The changes in her life have dramatically reduced and almost eliminated her migraines. And that's with exercise and nutrition. So you might want to check that out next week. And we'll give you some more information on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. And have a great week. Thanks for watching.